My name's Dr. Justin Coulson from happyfamilies.com.au. Some of the attitudes that lead to disrespect are really subtle. We often hold them ourselves without even knowing it, and that can contribute to the problem. So here are three that I think are really simple that most of us have probably done or thought at some point in our lives. The first one is just playing down disrespect, especially towards girls. It's where we say, oh look, they didn't mean it like that, they were just joking. Come on, don't take things so seriously. When we play down that disrespect, we actually say to girls that it's almost like it's their fault and they just need to get over it, and they should accept that it's okay for somebody to be disrespectful towards them. And we give boys almost like our seal of approval. We give them the little tick and say, we know you were just kidding, it's okay, you can get away with that because it was just a joke. Very easy to do, really subtle. We've got to make sure that we take a stand and stop it right there at the start. If it's disrespectful, just call it. Don't accept disrespectful jokes as just part and parcel of life. They don't need to be there. Secondly, we often have this attitude that it's just boys being boys, or it's tough being a boy. Or, sometimes boys are just a bit more aggressive. Sometimes boys are just like that. Well, whenever we excuse boys' disrespectful behaviour or aggression or violence because it's part of being a boy, we're teaching girls once again that they should just lay down and be the victim, and we're excusing boys for disrespectful behaviour. Boys can be just, and boys should be, males should be just as respectful, whether we've got a bit more energy, a bit more strength, whether we do play, when we're playing with the other boys and we're tackling each other on the footy field or something, we can let that aggression out, but it's never an excuse to show that aggression in a disrespectful way to somebody who hasn't asked for it. And that leads me to the third one, because I don't want anyone to think that I'm victim blaming here, and this is what we often do, is we move into this thing where we blame the victim. We say, well, it takes two to tango, or she obviously provoked him, or what did she do to deserve that? And when we do that, we're almost excusing the boy and saying, well, he was actually the victim. He was just responding to the circumstances. And once again, these are really dangerous beliefs. They're dangerous attitudes that are almost universal through our culture that we've got to stamp out. We've got to take a stand and say, you know what, we can't excuse boys for violence. We can't laugh at disrespect, and we've got to stop blaming victims. If we do that, we'll have a much more respectful culture. The words that we say shape our beliefs and they shape our behaviours. They create our culture. The culture is just the cumulative behaviour of the group. And so when our words are disrespectful, even if it is, quote unquote, just a joke, what that does is it almost gives permission for other people to think that way and maybe even behave that way. When you've got somebody who's maybe on the TV or on the radio saying something that's disrespectful as a joke, there might be 200,000 other people who are laughing along with it and thinking, yeah, that'd be really funny. But it wouldn't be. It's disrespectful, it's unkind. It's not what we're trying to create for a culture that is welcoming and accepting and is kind and respectful. So we need to be able to draw a very clear line and say some forms of levity, some forms of joking are just not funny. They're plain disrespectful. Not being a wowser, not saying that we can't have fun. Absolutely we can and we should, but there is a line that needs to be drawn, and once we start being disrespectful, we've crossed that line.